Etsy sellers, if you use AI generated human beings in your listing images, you might want to listen to me for the next few minutes. The state of New York has passed legislation that makes it illegal to have AI generated human beings advertising products without disclosure that you're doing so. Some kind of warning or note to say that these human beings are not real. This passes into law, well, it's already passed into law, but it becomes active on June the 9th, 2026. Let me be clear what this does and does not mean. It means synthetic performers, so human beings that are AI that would make you believe are real human beings. It does not mean AI generated backgrounds like living rooms, kitchens. It does not mean AI generated art frames and things like that. It is particular to human beings or synthetic performers. And I get this, I understand this. It's a worry, it's becoming a worry now where we don't know what is real and what isn't real. Now let me, as always, I'm the voice of reason. I know other people have put videos out about this on YouTube. Let me just bring a bit of calm in here, okay? So, if you sell on Etsy and you are selling to the United States, technically, that means you're selling to New York amongst all the other states in the United States. So you are technically open to this legislation and could technically be fined. Let me tell you what the fines are. It's a first fine of $1,000, and if you get caught again, it's $5,000. Right? This is the reality of it. How this transpires in real life, nobody knows. Okay? I just want you to understand you're not going to wake up on June the 10th and have fines coming through your virtual inbox because you've got AI generated human beings in your store. However, you do need to understand that this is something that is going to develop, right? It's going to develop, and I believe more states in the United States and more countries are going to have to take a stand on this pioneering legislation, which, to be honest with you, it is needed. We do need legislation around AI. We do need laws around it because the lines between, what's real and what's a deep fake are blurring. You just can't tell a lot of the time now. So I actually support the idea of control and legislation around AI. AI is everywhere on Etsy now. I'd love to know what you think about this. Can you get into my comments and tell me what you think about this legislation? It is the first of its kind in the world, and it is specific to human beings. This is going to cause, technically, it could cause problems for millions of sellers, right? Because if you're exposed to New York, well, then you're liable if you don't mark your images as disclose that they're not real human beings. I get the thinking behind it. It's actually full of common sense, to be honest with you. Do you support this? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is a bad idea? June the 9th, 2026 is when this goes live. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think, all of a sudden everyone's going to be in trouble because they're using AI generated human beings. But it remains to be seen, well, what does happen? How is this going to be policed? These are the questions that nobody's asking, right? It's just, no one knows actually how anyone is going to enforce any of this, because images have to be analyzed. You have to be, whoever's looking at it has to find out that it is AI generated and is not a real human being. I've got no idea. Nobody at this, at this stage has any idea how this will be enforced, which is why I can say you're not going to wake up on June the 10th and be in trouble if you haven't taken down or sorted out AI generated human beings or synthetic performers. I'm going to put the legislation URL so you can read the full thing in the description of this video. I suggest you take the time to read it, okay? Take the time to read it and understand it. It's one of those things where you're going to have to decide what you do. You're not going to be forced to. Etsy is unlikely to do anything. Okay, so they're not going to come in and tell you, right, you've got to do all your images here. You know, you need to label them as synthetic AI, right? Nothing like that is going to happen. It's your responsibility. Etsy tells you it's your responsibility to look after these things, especially when it comes to AI. You have to adhere to the applicable laws of any country, you know? So it's down to you, right? And for some of you, this is going to be really hard because you might have hundreds or thousands of generative AI human beings advertising your print-on-demand t-shirts or jewelry, whatever, right? So my advice to you is no, it is going to become active on the 9th of June. Think now about what you're going to do, because this is going to get more and more serious, okay? Nothing's going to happen to you on the June the 10th if you haven't changed everything, okay? And as business owners, you need to understand the law and take appropriate action. And my advice to you is read it, that it's going to be in the description, and understand whether it applies to you. And if it does apply to you, how quickly you're going to move to make the changes if you're exposed to, you know, the United States in what you sell. And also just a bit of common sense. Look at what's going on. Look at what's happening around you. You know, that's all I'm saying. You've got to decide for you what you want to do. You know, because on Etsy you can't exclude New York, right? You can't do that. You're either in the United States or you're out of the United States. So as a business owner, you need to weigh up what's being asked of you and decide, right, am I going to do this now? Do it now, ahead of June the 9th? Or are you going to wait? And how difficult is that for you to do? You know, if you've got 1,000 images to edit and put notifications on. Nobody said anything yet, okay? Etsy haven't even mentioned what to do other than the things they've already mentioned, which is it's your responsibility. You know, they're not really gonna get involved. To be safe, obviously the answer is to have this labeling up. Will anything happen if you don't? No, not immediately. How long will it be? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. You see, this is the thing. Nobody knows. I don't know how they're going to police it. I just don't know, you know. This all remains to be seen. I am putting this video out to you today to make you aware so that you can make informed choice based on what I've told you. Remember what I said, the legislation link is in the description of this video. Please read it. Tell me what you think about this precedent, this new legislation. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? What are you going to do about it? Please tell me what you personally will do. Tell me in the comments what you plan to do. Anything? Nothing? Are you going to let it ride? Are you going to do something? I really want to know, and this will help other people. And as always, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess. The booking now button's coming up for my Etsy Academy 7-day free trial. You can try the Academy for free for 7 days. If you want to work with me, you can stay and be part of a community. I've got about 100 Etsy sellers, wonderful community. I look forward to seeing you there and catching you in the comments. Cheers.